Hello, and welcome back to another Critical Reactions live stream. How's everyone doing on this Sunday? I see we have Evil here, Donnie, FHI, Noma Fire, Synapse, The Youth Worship, Explosion, Azathoth is here, Charm Tiger, I'm sure a few others sitting around, just enjoying the vibes, not really commenting much. I see Youth Worship, Explosion mentioned they weren't going to be too active in chat today. I think it's going to be fairly positive then. No Man is an Island. Glad to have you today. I'm excited about today's list. I think it's going to be wild. I'm so disappointed. Yeah. Yep, that's the highlight of my week. I look forward to all the snarky comments on Sundays. Oh man. We do have some wild stuff today, just based off of thumbnails or titles or even just artists that I recognize that kind of wild. Also some comments coming in from the people who requested the music. We're gonna get into some wild stuff today, I think. Only 3 hours of sleep, extra grumpy. I feel that. I'm on 5 hours, so I'm right there with you. Had a bit of a rough night, but I'm up. We're doing this. We're going to listen to some good music. We're going to bring up our spirits, and hopefully at the end of this stream, we're in a better place than when we started. Though I can't guarantee that, because we may end up listening to just a lot of heavy, gnarly stuff that brings the attitude down. So who knows? Man, we are kicking it off with something rather interesting, though. This album art here is kind of cozy, but it's just like pencil sketch of some animals and a dinosaur around a campfire. The bear has a guitar, and just, I guess they're doing campfire songs. I don't know. It looks cozy. So, Pear, welcome. Glad to have you. You stayed up especially to fall asleep before my pick. All right. I don't think we've had something from this album yet. The cover is reminiscent of something we checked out last week, but I don't think it was this. So you might be recognizing this from something else maybe. But a small, cozy, hand-drawn cover. I think we had something last week or the week before. It was also animal-based, if I remember correctly. We're going to be checking out Big Thief here, which we've had a couple times on the channel. This one, the track is called Spud Infinity. Coming from John, continuing from last month's Time Escaping, a very different type of song from Big Thief. Same album though, would recommend. Oh, okay, so maybe we have. Last month it seems something from this album was brought up. I don't recognize the cover like that, so good eye. I muted my, oh, okay, so that's what happened. I thought I pressed the comment button and the comment didn't fade out, and I was like, what's going on here? I was like, maybe I just mispressed. Nope, I guess I hit the mute. JM, glad to have you. Lurking from work, that works, man. That works. FHI over here channeling their inner youth worship explosion. Stream 203, that's only 3 ago. Dang, my memory could be better, I suppose. All right, let's kick this off. See what's going on with Big Thief's Spud Infinity. I do have the lyrics pulled up as was requested by John. I don't, if I had thought about this ahead of time, I might have found a way to put them on screen, but I don't have a way to do that right now. So someone has to do it. All right, let's kick it. Let's see what Big Thief is up to today. Got that 2/4 accent. should be good enough.
From way up there it looks so small. From way down here it looks so small. One peculiar organism, aren't we all together? Everybody steps on ants. Everybody eats the plants. Everybody.
I'm trying to figure out what that instrument is, but it does remind me of the Rayman soundtrack.
What's it gonna take? What's it gonna take?
At first I thought it was a jaw harp, but I don't think so. Okay, so maybe it is. I'm not the only one thinking that.
When I took another look, the past was not a history book. That was just some linear perception. Ash to ask and dust to dusk. A dime a dozen, aren't we just? But a dozen dimes will buy a crust of garlic bread. What's it gonna take? What's it gonna take? What's it gonna take?
There's so much tension here, though. It doesn't really resolve. Yeah, it's very awkward in its harmonic stagnancy, but also that rhythmic device that wraps the chorus up. The juice harp? Oh, play on words there, yeah. I was like, what would have to do with juice? But
When
yeah.
I say celestial,
I'm gonna stick with jaw harp. That's always the way I've heard it.
I mean accepting the alien you've rejected in your own heart. When I say hard, I mean finish the last one. There is a potato knish baking too long.
I could go
in
for
the
a knish.
sun of Spud infinity. When I say infinity, I mean now. Kiss the one you are right now. Kiss your body up and down, other than your elbows.
Oh, y'all didn't tell me the lyrics were
As for your elbows, they're on their own.
so far behind.
Wandering like a rolling stone, rubbing up against the edges of experience. What's it gonna take?
Oh, interesting. It almost sounded like the audio
What's
cut out
it gonna
entirely.
take? What's it gonna take? What's it gonna take to free this celestial body?
Not quite sure where this ending's going. Hey, Timiko, glad to have you. All right. Yeah, I enjoyed that. It's some good folk music right there. Very consistent with its atmosphere. creates a nice emotion that the lyrics can sit on top of. But those lyrics, John, dude, you gotta let me know why did I need those lyrics up? I don't think I understand much of it. It's there's definitely a feeling of wanting to be more than just this, but it's presented in such a wild way that I'm not even sure if that's the read on it. The instrumentation though is fine. We got a nice violin over here, an upright bass in the back. We got the jaw harp giving us this nice springiness on 2 and 4. The vocal melodies are great. I love the vocalist timbre. Those the vocal cracks, the yodels or whatever they're called in the chorus. Really dig that. But what I don't get is the chorus. I mean, maybe that's it, right? If my read on the lyrics is correct and it's about someone wanting to be more than where they are, but they're stuck here, the chorus is absolutely about being stuck. It is harmonically stagnant and the rhythmic device is just not fulfilling. The entire chorus feels like a letdown, which is wild because choruses are typically your hook. They're the part that gets stuck in the listener's mind. And while I will say the chorus is catchier than the verse, it's also so obtuse, harmonically and rhythmically. Maybe the oddities give it that character that's going to make it memorable in my mind, though. I don't know. I'll see where I sit on this in a week, if I still have that chorus stuck in my head or not. But I'm not thinking I will. That's an interesting track right there. I'm pretty sure I pulled down Big Thief last month too, but I'm going to pull this one down just in case. There's something about it. It's got that X factor, that's something that elevates it. Is it just a poppy folk? Yeah, 100%. It's in the indie folk category. But something about it grabs me, and I don't know what it is. I can't define it. An interesting start to the day. Moving over to Flush. Another callback to last month, I believe, where we checked out a song by Ridiculon for the Eugenics video game. We're doing that again, it seems. This time called Flush, though. Comes at us from Dimmy. I don't usually listen to video game music, but this one is quite special. Probably the catchiest song about shit you're gonna hear this year, or maybe ever. And pay attention to the lyrics. Oh, this is a running theme today. We have lyrics to pay attention to. It looks like the lyrics are in the video, though, so I don't have to worry about pulling them up. Let's dive into this. See what's going on with Ridiculon today. I wouldn't say the first one was bad. Very,
you gotta grab a scoop and start piling up the
Frank Zappa.
You gotta work from 9 to 5 and 5 to 9 again. It keeps on
like that
coming
line.
down the pipe and it never seems to end. Oh, when you're swirled round the bowl, shot through a hole. Spun out of control, sprung from the sprout, spilled out a spout. That's what it's all about when you're flushed out and out. The clattering clay
Tom Waits. Yeah, I can see that too.
Just like a subway station, but the only mode of transportation comes in the form of flotation, and it's no vacation.
This is ridiculous. The expanded percussion also gives it a really cool semi-industrial feel that I think works well for a story about pipes.
That's what it's all about when you're flushed out and out. Three little turns perched by your doorstep.
The background vocals.
That you don't take one more step. Just before you got here, well, everything was the same. You're just another number. And number 2 is your name.
Oh man. It's so stupid. But to take it so seriously, I enjoy that. This is a fun track. Been pranked, but in a good way. Okay, so it's interesting that you bring up the Kitty Chumbucket song because it's the same group for the same project. It's on the same soundtrack for the same video game. Yeah, it's definitely in that same realm where I kind of have the same praise for it, where it is so well done, and yet the subject matter for the lyrics is so ridiculous, but still taken at face value. You know, not trying to poke fun at it too much. There is comedy in the lyrics, sure, but it's taking this concept seriously. And that's part of why it's so ridiculous. That's why it's absurd. At least it's not crappy. And I have to give him, props for that. I think if you swapped out the lyrics for anything else, it would still be a good song. It isn't good just because it's a comedy track. The music of this, the expanded percussion, it's still solid. I love all of the instruments in here. The guitar riffs, still solid. The ways that the guitar sometimes, not all the time, but does sometimes play a light counterpoint to the vocals. It works. This is a solid track. It just happens to have these lyrics. But I also love how it all gets wrapped up into this theme as well. The expanded percussion tends to have more of a metallic element to it. There's a lot of cymbal work going on and like triangles and stuff, which brings to mind metal or pipes, which goes along with the whole sewage system idea they have going on in the lyrics. Like there's actually a lot of thought that was put into this. This wasn't just a throwaway track because it's a silly topic. I don't think there's anything in here that blows my mind. It is still rather iterative in the compositional side. It had some movement. Oh, solid pun right there. And the lyrics too, there's good puns throughout. It is comedic without being, honestly, it really isn't too vulgar. It plays that tight to its chest, allowing it to allude to it with clever wordplay. It's actually a smarter song than I would expect given the topic. Yeah, I don't think this is parody music. it is definitely comedy music, but I don't think it's parody. Like I said, it plays itself pretty straight. And the I guess they're probably not improv, but the ad lib parts, the backup vocals that don't sing but just have sound effects and little ahs and oohs and repeating phrases of what the vocalist just sang, they're so well placed. It brings another layer to it where you have the absurdity of the seriousness of the music with the ridiculousness of the lyrics. You have the comedy of the lyrics themselves, the wordplay existent there, but you also have this third layer to the comedy, and I find that works really well too. It's just, again, I think this is where you get elevated art from in the comedic area, is just to have layers on it. It isn't just one thing, and I think that's what makes it great. Still doesn't make me want to play the game though. As we discussed last month, I just don't think it's for me. But I am more interested in the soundtrack now than I was after the Chum Bucket Kitty, whatever it was. Yeah, that song did not make me want to listen to more. But this one did. I found this one to be more clever. All right. Next up we have Humiliate. Well, that's not good. Um, what? All right, I'm gonna work on this for a second because all of my text files just blanked out in this folder. Everything else looks good, but everything in my stream folder has blank text files in it now, and I have no idea what just happened. But this is wild. I have been having tech issues for about 2 weeks now, ever since I had a power outage in the house, and it ruined a take, actually. I was recording an album at the time. I don't remember which one it is, but there's a jump cut in that album review because of it. The power went out. And ever since then, I have had really weird, bizarre tech issues all across the house. And this is just the next one, I suppose. I don't understand. I don't remember. I do believe it was metal, but off the top of my head, I do not remember which one it was. All right, let's see if we can at least get something going here. There. Oh. Oh. I see the problem. Zeno, glad to have you. Found the problem. Okay, this is going to be an interesting day. Let's get this song rolling. Oh no, we need to do context first. Oh my G. All right, give me. This is so. Give me a second. I got to get this worked out. The problem was, for some reason, the script. It instead of deleting one line, it just kept deleting lines in all of the files that it was editing, which is why when I put the information back in, it appeared for a second and wiped out again. The stream was just stuck in, not the stream, the script was stuck in a loop. Very bizarre. All right, let's get this going. We got context for this. Comes from Gengardivar. Found this from an EPOTY bracket in another server. Kind of like a more hardcore Between the Buried and Me. EPOTY is awesome. I got to do more of that. I would love to find more lists like that. I've mentioned in the past, I'm a big fan of EPs, and I think they should get more attention. Everyone looks at the albums, but what's up with the best EPs of a year? All right, let's dive into this then. See what's going on with Coil.
They check my side. They overflow of a symmetry while I'm taking evidence. By stimulating a disease. Retaining its more past events. Of course I just cannot be quenched.
You are correct. I don't know why I had Coil in there, but I needed Pivot. All right, got it fixed now. All right, this one's Pivot. That was track 3 of the EP. We're gonna look at track 1. Let's dive in. Humiliate. The tech issue threw me off my game. I'm a little off kilter right now.
One familiar sees distant. The bonding is a pervert. A reconstruction of the bounds of existence. Attendance now is understood as an entrance. There is a further.
Dang, dude, I can't catch the pattern there. Pivotal opening critical streaming.
Nothing with the life certainty. Mental occupation. Burned up in eternity. The tide out of me. All that's not a state. Suppressing intuition. Gravity to submerge. As it shambles our retreat. Everything inside becomes contorted. Step into the confines of the abyss.
Wow, indeed. Bad idea. Yeah, I don't know. It is heavy, it is gnarly, it is all over the place. There's incredibly low gutturals, there's cleans, there's dark jazz going on, there's breakdowns. Every possible way to keep you off balance. That's a really good description of it. When you had mentioned it was a more hardcore Between the Buried and Me, I think I was still expecting more melody to be present. I would probably put this into more of the space of like the noisier Dillinger Escape Plan, or even as a softer Frontierer. It hits me in all the wrong ways. And I say that as endearing as I can. It is impressive when these bands almost make anti-Brian music that it's just so not for me. As generally as I can find something positive to pull out in music, these bands make it kind of difficult for me to do that. And that's kind of impressive within its own right. Car Bomb. Actually, Car Bomb would be a really good parallel for this group too. It is just so noisy, and there are semi-melodic moments in here, but also more often we'll find something like that scratching guitar slide at the end. And it's just, but you know, Between the Buried and Me is a good parallel. I think you just got to go back to their older stuff. Their self-title and First Colors album is very much analogous to this, though I will say lesser so. This is definitely heavier than even that kind of stuff was. It's a tough listen, and early Between the Buried and Me are albums I will probably never revisit. It's just not my cup of tea. I definitely enjoy their later stuff as they went towards more melodic ideas. This is just all over the place, and the pivot in the middle going to dark jazz. I liked that moment, but why was it there? What was it supposed to mean? I have no idea. This is an assault on the senses, and definitely takes a few times to get through to have a firm grasp on it. But I do think a lot of people in the community would get a kick out of this. So I'm glad we had it on the live stream, and it probably should be shared somewhere on the Discord server too, since we just don't have a lot of people who show up on the live streams. I don't know how many people really watch them afterwards. I don't think they're incredibly popular videos, but I do think a lot of the community, well, a good portion of the community would enjoy this. You didn't get the lyrics? I barely understood the dude. Those were some really low gutturals. Some nice enunciation at times, but even hearing the syllabic separation, I still could barely understand the guy. All right, Chemicals is up next. And I guess I will be manually updating the text today. I tried the script again, and it wiped all the stuff. I had the forethought, though, to keep the notepads open so they didn't get wiped. All right. 6 out of 10 music, but vocals dragged it down. Really? Really? I mean, there is gnarly music with, I guess, clean vocals. That's what I would want in that anyways. It's just so rare. All right, this one comes at us from Novan Styles, 90s off-kilter experimental rock with a Bob Drake from a Bob Drake project. Usually the band is less noisy, more stripped down. For me, this album hits a similar place that acid folk does. That is a wild genre combo. All right, let's dive into this. See what we have in store for us with Hail. Cool harmony right off the bat. Really digging that bass. Have we done Corpses as Bedmates? I don't recognize that title. Is that tension back there? You know what it reminds me of, though? A slightly more palatable Residence. But it's just as odd as they are. Yeah, seems like July 2021, we checked out Corpses as Bedmates, Venus Handcuffs. Just a little while. Yeah, off-kilter and acid, I think, are really good ways to describe it. I'll agree, the vocals are definitely what keep me interested, because a lot of the rest of it is odd textures and dissonance. There's a lot of that in here. It does lend itself to feel very eerie because of it, and I think that works well, especially with the vocal stack that we get. The harmony between the two vocals is stable, but the combination of the timbres is so close, but they're not perfect. And I don't know if it's one person or two people with very similar vocal colorings, but it feels uncanny in a lot of ways. And that just adds to the eeriness of this track. I like the bass line, the bass tone, all that sounds great. But dang, dude, anything to do with the synth or the guitars is just absolutely leaning towards noisy, dissonant, odd. There's just a lot of sounds across this track too. Not really focusing on melody or even harmony at times, but just texture. It ends up feeling very swirly to me. And I think some of that has to do with production as well. Not necessarily movement of instruments, but just subtle variation in tone. It makes it feel like nothing's stable in this world. And when you pair that with the eeriness of all of it and the noise and dissonance, it's just very uncomfortable to be within, which is probably exactly what they were going for. So yeah, phenomenally done. To affect me in a way where I'm not enjoying myself. Again, you've definitely done something right here. All right, we love uncomfortable. Yeah, most of you do, or maybe some of you do. I'm not usually in that boat. There are 3 faces, now there's 1. Yes. About halfway through, we changed covers. I didn't even pick that up. I knew something about it was different, but I could not for the life of me remember what the first image was. So I'm not being particularly visually perceptive today. That's for sure. Maybe it's that 5 hours of sleep I got last night. All right, next up we have Big Brave, the ineptitude for mutual discernment, which is a title. This one comes at us from Synapse. Found this interesting. All right, that's all we have to go on for this one. Let's dive into it, see what's going on. Did this? I guess I never refreshed this one. All right, let's dive in. Out and feel the distortion. I like how it pairs with the visuals here because this is mostly just all black plastic or vinyl or something, but there's little textures that are constantly moving, the way that the light reflects off of the various imperfections in it, and that's what the textures sound like in this distortion. It's all noise, but there's variation to it. How does one go about creating the sounds? The difference between the guitar and the smallness of the vocals is immediately felt. Right, but wouldn't that introduce a lot of... I mean, I guess you would want clipping. And then you would just adjust the master bus to keep it in line after you've destroyed your guitar tone. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. The delay is the key though. That's what keeps it interesting. Big Brave did an album with The Body. That's got to be a massive album. None but small birds. That sounds familiar. I wonder if I have that on a list already. Does The Body do that many collabs? I'm not familiar with their game, if they do. It's certainly a mood piece. Is that an EBO, or is there just that many layers to the guitar production? No, that's not a guitar either. Maybe? They could be. I could see that too. This is a track that I think works really well in context. Something tells me though that Big Brave does a lot of music like this though, but if the album is not like this and then you get hit with this track, I could see that being really affecting. It's a fantastic mood piece. It sets a tone at the beginning and then just explores it. It is on the side of drone though, which not going to be for everyone. A few of y'all were dipping out there at the end. I get it. It's not something you can really pay, a lot of attention to for the entirety of its run, unless you're paying attention to the vocalist. That seems to be the most dynamic part of it. An ultimate lo-fi DIY music video. Yeah, and like I said, I think it fits really well too. I love the parallels between the black vinyl or plastic and the textures in the noise, in the distortion. And I see a lot of parallels between the two of those. It is definitely interesting. And I really enjoyed it for the first 2 minutes or so. It does become itself. It becomes a bit indulgent. Quite possible a purpose of it is indulgency. I don't know if that's a word, but small coward. But it does a great job of creating that feeling, and it's quite visceral right off the start. It's just a shame that it doesn't have much contrast to keep that interesting. And I think that's a place where it might fit better within an album context. Wish it built up to something bigger. Yeah, I wish it did anything other than what it was. But I mean, that's what drone music typically is. And I think that's what they were maybe not aiming for, but it's what they crafted here. It's just a single idea and fully exploring it. All right. Scarlet Letterman at it again here. Do you think you'd be okay with listening to one of their albums? We got Callous Daoboys here. Gigantic Parasite Tongue. I believe this is their latest single. I haven't kept up too much with this group. I did enjoy some of the tracks I heard earlier of theirs, but I think I listened to their 2024 album, 2023 album is a recent one, and it was too noisy for me. As much as I enjoyed a couple of their singles, a full album was not something I could do. It was a, I don't know if I'd call it a slog to get through, and I don't want to say it was painful to get through it, but I certainly wasn't enjoying myself. Even on a casual listen where I'm not, straining over picking up every single detail and I'm just trying to absorb it. Really like this track despite feeling it's a little over their gimmickier stuff. Feeling like you're a little over their gimmickier stuff. This one's fun. All right, let's dive into it. Let's see what Callous Daoboys has in store for us with their latest single.
My confession, decided my place. From your race to your career, I'm in a craving.
It's a clever name, yeah.
It feels like enough. It doesn't feel like a word.
I was right there with you. I was completely taken off guard.
I space and peace for sin. Cannot slowly shut.
Is it just me, or are they more knocked loose than they've ever been? Okay, so Knocked Loose also did the reggaeton thing, and now they have two. Dolly's Llama. Where's the violin? Didn't Callous Daoboys have a violin and a trumpet? Old school crabcore, I could see that. Like a game trailer. I do, oh, there's the violin. I do like this section. The reverb arpeggiation, violin motif. Yeah, unhinged I think is a good word, especially for that first minute. Okay. Oh, dude, bass coming in at the low ends. Yeah. Where are we going?
No, not rise!
All right. All right. What? I don't know what that was.
They will burn me inside of me. They will make me wait outside. Impressed in the frostbite glass. I overrun parasite. They will burn me inside of me. Make me fucking wait outside.
Well, I think I enjoyed this more than the one album I tried to check out of theirs, but it's more knocked loose than I was expecting. I One of the things I loved about some of the earlier music was the inclusion of the violin and a trumpet. And this doesn't really have, there is a violin in here, but it just doesn't, it's not prominently showcased. It's only in the lighter section. But I do love the lighter section, and I love the post-hardcore section that comes after that. It's just the noisy bookends here that I got a tough time listening to. Still leaves me wondering where this was leading to. Yeah, I don't think it was necessarily going anywhere. It's like being in a tornado and then just being set down where you started gently. You get picked up, you go for a ride, you wind up exactly where you were. You went a lot of places, a lot of distance was covered, but you never went anywhere. So I don't know. Scarlet Letterman, if you want to suggest an upcoming album of theirs, I say go for it. I don't know when their next one's coming out, but this was better than Frontierer. And while it was still noisy in places, there's some sections in here I really dig. So I'm down for that. Blasphemy. Oh, man. Yeah, I gotta agree with that. Spiral Out. Mr. Bungle is all things. No song is similar to another song of theirs. It's just all over the place. I need to listen to more Perhaps Me. I don't know how to pronounce that. Oh, that's not the band I was thinking of. Oh, I was thinking of Pyramids. That's why. Yeah, Pyramids. You know what's funny too is I was thinking about Pyramids the other day, and I threw their latest album back on because I just can't escape it, dude. I don't know what it is about blackened reggaeton that just works for me, but I love that album, dude. I still listen to it like once a month. I got to throw it on. It's so good. But yeah, Perhaps Me, I think we have listened to before. And Frontier really lives rent-free in your head. It is my go-to band to point out just like lots of noise all the time. Just incredible anti-Brian music. That is my go-to band. I don't know if I'd say they live rent-free. I'm not constantly thinking about them, but they are the first band that pops into my head for that. So it's just one of those things I'll never be able to forget. It's just, I had 3 hours of that drilled into me. I guess memorable, infamously memorable would be a way to describe that album. The last Mr. Bungle album doesn't count. Different band, different style. So they stay focused on that album? Why not put it under a different band name entirely at that point? That's bizarre to me. Although I guess bands do go through phases and create different music at different times, so just thrash metal? Huh. Only submit any more Frontier when they release new music. So I'm going to petition them to just stop as a band. Frontier, if you're watching for some reason, I don't know why you'd even be watching my channel, but yeah, if you could not make any more music, that'd be nice. Oh man, I'm kidding, of course. I'd never tell a band not to make more music. Just one track though, no albums. I appreciate that. I really do. Next up we have some Espers. which is pretty cool. I like that band name. Got a nice chill feeling to it. Mansfield and Cyclops is the name of this one. What happened to be critical, not cynical? I'm going in my dark era now. Y'all are going to see a more cynical side of me. Espers was one of your favorites. All right, I'm excited maybe to get into this. I still feel like it's going to be generally softer and calmer than what we've had to listen to on the stream so far. But now it's got your praise on it, so I'm a little concerned. This one comes at us from FHI. They just seem to be excited. Just random keys hit on the keyboard. So basically no context. It is softer than what we've had. All right. I'm excited. Let's get into this, see what's going on with some Espers. You forgot you gave that context. Okay. And the instrumentation was taking me on a journey just with the intro. Oh, I'm liking this guitar line over here. And then the uplift after all that darkness. Yeah. Zeno's over here levitating. That's awesome. Good call. Welcome. It's going great around here. We've had some highs and lows today so far. Still lots of music ahead of us. So how are you doing? starting to lose me a little bit with this pre-exploration section. We had some cool layered guitars, and now it's just... Okay. No, that was good. I see the vision now. Airport listening queue. Specific music just to listen to at the airport. And why this? You try to keep yourself calm while you're in the airport. Psych side of the Eagles. I don't think I know enough about them to even know they have a psychedelic part of them. To levitate to as the plane slipped on. Atmospheric music to vibe to and forget you're at an airport. Okay. Yeah, I enjoyed that quite a bit, actually. I'll pull that one down. Fantastic job at atmosphere. I mean, right from the start, you have this moody vibe, a little bit of darkness, a little bit of tension, but always uplift to counter it. It isn't something that wants to just sit in this darkness and this sadness or whatever it is. It wants to grow out of it. It understands that's a part of life, but it's not a permanent element of life. The vocals, I think, elevate this with the ethereal dual vocals going on there. Brings everything up, and I think it is a bit of a shining light after coming out of that instrumentally focused bridge to sort of center us back in this sound. All right, Zenoth, have a good rest of your evening. Morning, and I guess have a good rest. The Journey of the Sorcerer. The original BBC Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy used it as their theme song. Interesting. You're still talking about the Eagles with that, right? And like I was saying in the middle, like I liked the layering of the guitars. I thought there was some really cool counterplay between all the instruments, the bass and the two guitars, creating this nice dense atmosphere. It started to lose me a little bit, but I think that was the purpose. It was about a winding down. It was about removing like intentional thought and kind of focusing on existence, just kind of bringing everything away so you're not thinking about any one thing in particular. And then that's when we come back to that final verse or final chorus. So, okay, so that is the Eagles. I'll have to look that up then. Journey of the Sorcerer. The Eagles. Honestly, with a title for a song and an artist name like that, I'd expect some fantasy music. We are the Eagles. We're going to sing the Journey of the Sorcerer. I'm expecting high fantasy. I want some power metal. Yeah, pulled this one down too. It's just incredibly well done. It's gorgeous. It's multifaceted. The instrumentation is great. The first minute was magical, and the vocals elevated the song every moment they were in. So, sounds like a gent name. I could see that. Espers being a genty band. All right. Next up, we have Crosby, Stills, and Nash. This one comes out as from Pear. I'll go with my suggestion for extreme consonants. This is going to be gorgeous too. I'm expecting... Let's dive into it. We're going to look at the track Delta. supernaturally talented individuals. They got a lot of skill, that's for sure. Crosby would hate the stream. The stream in particular, or just the tracks today? Is it me? Would Crosby hate me? How do I win this guy over? Oh, comes from ESP. I gotcha. Oh, Crosby hates anything heavy. I gotcha.
Slowed in mid-fall to the streams of
Old man shaking his fist at Punk is just so cliche.
and time stops here on the delta while they dance, while they
Angry old men should be kept away from Twitter. At this point, all people should be kept away from Twitter.
love the child who steers this riverboat.
No collab then?
He's crazy
Oh, man.
for the deep. The river
Yeah,
seems
dude,
dream
this is gorgeous though. All of these little piano movements,
daytime.
the vocal harmonies.
Someone keeps thinking in my sleep of fast running river of choice and chance, and time stops here on the delta while they dance, while they dance, while they dance, while they dance.
Very soft let down here. Yeah, soothing's a really good word for this. Yeah, the little synth line. The interplay between it and the piano, really nice. A little bit of sax thrown in there. Yeah. Bit cliched, but a beautiful ending. I don't know when this came out. I'm gonna assume 70s or 80s possibly. It's gorgeous. I just can't dance around that at all. It is incredibly soothing and relaxing, every bit of it, from the production to the composition, the chord progression, the melody. Everything is designed to be incredibly digestible and immensely beautiful. There's just no other way to look at it. And I enjoy it. I think partially because I don't get to listen to a lot of this. I don't think that this really stands out to me as much in the realm of positively, beautifully contextual music. I think part of it does lean into the poppier side of sounds, and that absolutely works for what it's going for. But given the fact of what y'all have me listen to mostly, this is really refreshing. And I enjoy that aspect of it. And it's just so incredibly well done. As far as iterative chord progressions go, there's a lot of minutia going on in here. It isn't just a simple 4-chord progression for the entire runtime, but it is very cliche. A lot of the ideas, the movements in here are exactly what I would expect for this type of music with this type of direction. So I'm sold on this. This is good stuff. And I think this is incredibly well done iterative music, and there's always a place for that in my heart. Yeah, you have to love this. There's just no way. I mean, I guess you can not enjoy it if you just really love dark, brutal music all the time, but I think it's difficult to deny how gorgeous this is, even if you don't enjoy listening to it. It's just so incredibly well done in its composition. Music to nap to. You know, I can't disagree with that. It is soft. The word soothing has been thrown around. Yeah, napping to it, I can see that very easily. All right. Next up, we have some VIANOVA with the track Melanchronic, which is... that is a song title right there. We have context on this from Donnie Truck. We do not. Gonna go in without any expectations here. Never let go of your dark side, though. No, that's fair. Be well-rounded. Be versatile. Enjoy lots of things. Melanchronic. That is a heavy metal song title right there. All right. What's our volume for this? 6. Let's dive into this. See what's going on with VIANOVA. Okay. I can't say I was expecting synthwave. A sad Snoop Dogg title. You're taking Chronic a little differently than most of us did. Dang. I need some rave lights. The really big cymbals are making this feel larger than it. I think it really should, but it's working. Okay. Synthy metalcore? That drum machine hi-hat's killing me, though.
There's always too much to say, too little words, or simply not enough time. What a shame when you do that. Gotta play it, it's all right. Wanna name the people I know. Too hard to cope with the lack of self-control.
It's very dancey, though. I'm digging this. Okay.
I guess you're trying to say that I can't tell unless you wanna know. I won't ask unless you wanna show me. I can't tell unless you wanna know. I won't ask.
You can't just slip back into the... Oh. High contrast. It's cracking me up, man. Okay. There's a lot of room acoustics in this. Interesting to leave them in. The pitch warble reminds me of tape tracking or tape degradation also. Wow. Yeah, I gotta pull this one down. I'm kind of sold on that. I don't know if a whole album would work for me, but just as maybe just contrast for today, just wild leaps. I mean, we have synthwave in there, we have gorgeous vocal work, we have gnarly guitar drops out of nowhere, breakdowns, we have almost like Eurobeat style synth textures in the background paired with the post-hardcore breakdowns. It's a little alternative metal, it's a little punky, it's a little electronic, it's a little poppy, it's all over the place, and somehow it mashes it all together into a really interesting combination soup that it's a little long in the tooth. I think there's some sections that just kind of go on, but generally I like the trajectory of it. Starting off with a heavy focus on the lighter, poppier stuff, and then getting heavier as we get into the track, and then bringing that back down to wrap it up. Every song in the album has a different genre, but it's all metal. Okay, this sounds like an album I need to check out. I may not enjoy all of it. It's one of the double-edged swords of variety on an album, but dude, it's just, that's a wild statement to make. To just come out and say, you know what, we're gonna do an album of just like everything different, every track unique, and if it has the same level of understanding and execution that this track does for synthwave, I think I'm on board for it. Hey Mark, welcome. Suffering from flu. This song was good enough, or at least interesting enough, that Mark had to log on and let us know he enjoyed it. I'm down for that, dude. You take care of yourself, though. But yeah, I mean, yeah, dude, this was a wild track right here, and I've got to check out more. I don't know what else to say other than that. It is bonkers. All right, next up we have some James Blake, Through the High Wire. This one comes at us from Azathoth, a serious contender for my album of the, I was going to say aim of the year. I can't think today. James is more well known for his AAA list hip-hop production, but his personal work is hard to pin down in just one track. Jeff Buckley meets Aphex Twin is one way I've seen it. Okay. Oh, wait, what? But I like the emptiness. Nope, that's not it either. Where did the rest of this... no, maybe? Let me pull this up real quick. I'm getting confused. I hate doing this by hand. Let's see, live stream data. All right. Okay, so that is it. One way I've seen it, and also Radiohead for Sad Horny Robots. Whatever it is, I can't get enough of this album. This track is recycled from a scrapped collaboration album with Kanye, but I like the emptiness, the missing feature. Am I missing something there too? But I like the emptiness that the missing features leave behind. That's the end of that sentence. All right. I'm just going to blame my computer for that one. If it just worked properly, we wouldn't be in this position. All right, let's dive into this, see what James Blake has in store for us with Through the High Wire. A lot of music videos today. I keep finding myself put into a corner. Okay.
I don't know what to believe, but I know people love the story.
You're committing to this being your album of the year? There's a lot of months left. That's a lot of praise right there.
Change till we all fall from glory. Like
He can legit spin plates.
rides on the wind, through the high wire, through the
Someone's got a new album coming out this year? Seeing a lot of praise for Angine. It is incredibly dense, that I can certainly say.
on the front lines, and we know you are hurting. We hear your call. Sometimes I wonder if we know anything at all, and we know you are hurting. We hear your call. Sometimes I wonder if we know anything at all. Through the highway.
Oh, it's released already, okay. That'll be interesting. I'm assuming it's going to be different from this. mean, this is vaguely R&B adjacent, but it's done so through a heavy electronic lens. I'm not sure I'm completely on board with the song itself. I feel like compositionally there just isn't a lot here to grab me, but as you explained, being a producer, the production side of this is absolutely bonkers. There's so many little textures and sounds, effects that are going on, layers and layers of effects on all these instruments. It creates an incredibly dense atmosphere to move through. It feels like, well, I feel like moving through molasses here. It is just absolutely incredibly heavy, but not in a metallic way, just in a slow way. Like every single step through this atmosphere requires immense force to get through. You need to head out to kill a printer? Well, be careful with that. Printers can bite back. I don't know how you're killing it, but I've been inside a printer and you can lose some skin doing that. So have a good rest of your day, FHI. Office Space style. Just take it up back with a baseball bat. But yeah, dude, the atmosphere on this is just so dense. And I think a lot of it comes down to reverb and layers and everything just being so big, but somehow not taking up a lot of space. This, again, just kind of lends itself to just incredible production. But when it comes to the composition, the melodies didn't really catch me. The harmonies are, I mean, there's a chord progression, but it's kind of minimal. It's not really doing a lot of heavy lifting there. It sort of just is to help fill out the space of the song. We do have really cool movements from a sonic side of things as we transition into and out of sections. But again, not really compositionally focused in that regard. I think it's something I might need another listen on, but I would be interested in checking out another side of this. Maybe something a little more compositionally focused while still having this level of production on it. Mostly neo-soul experimental R&B. Oh yeah. And see, that's an interesting contrast too, because it is incredibly easy to digest this and the vocal work is gorgeous. There's certainly aspects of it I would describe as silky smooth, but I still feel like the atmosphere is incredibly viscous. And that's not a description I usually have of music, or at least not of the music we typically explore on this channel. It's a unique sound. And like I said, it's all sort of this electronic vision of R&B. So experimental R&B sounds like exactly what I would expect the album to be. Comfy, but not too engaging. Yeah, I can see that. Smooth like oil. Yeah. In a sense. Like I mentioned earlier, it's kind of molassesy to me though. A smooth texture, but difficult to get through. Does that make sense? It's not rough, but it certainly requires force. All right. Rest of Your Life or Didn't Come to Argue. Didn't Come to Argue sounds like a good title. I'm going to go with that one. A Room Full of Marshmallows. I like that. Didn't Come to Argue. Who was that guy? James Blake. All right. Every time. I try to close this without looking at it by kind of sliding it down until the tip reaches the cap. And I end up with it on my fingers. It should be really easy, but it isn't. All right, failures of human cognition or something. We have Ling Tosite Sigure up next. Is that what this is? 7 Days Wonder. Just 7 days, all one word right there. I looked it up. That is the legit title for this track. This one comes out as from Nate with no context. The punk title just came to argue. I just wanted to scream and yell. Clicky utensils are best utensils? What is a clicky utensil? Oh, like writing utensil. To like click, 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 click. Do they make clicky dry erase markers that are good? I mean, I'm sure I can get some random no-name brand where the marker wears out after a day, but it does click. First, I thought of eating utensils. I was like, what is a non-clicky eating utensil? What is a clicky eating utensil? But anyways, I would take a clicky marker, dude. That would make my life so much easier. I write so much on this desk. Be able to do that one-handed without having to worry about a cap, I'd be all over that. All right, let's check this out. A clicky spork. I can't comprehend that. My brain is too foggy for that today. 7 Days Wonder. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, actually, let me set the... Yeah, that would have been really loud. All right, let's go. Clicky knife? I don't understand these things. I understand the space, though. Such a punchy snare, dude. That 2 and 4 with the bass and the drum on it. Alright, Azathoth. Super tiny guitar over here. The vocals are so tiny. Response on here. They always want your attention directed at a specific place. Beautiful chiming. It is hyper focused on this one motif though. And granted, there's a lot of development around it, but not a lot of fluidity, but we never really leave this home. We'll stretch away from it for a little and snap back. Stretch away from it for a little bit, snap back. Does this make sense to anyone else? This is a rock song, but it's also like a 2000s electronic song. Indie rock is. I wish I was more well versed in electronic subgenres because I hear a very specific electronic sound here. And I can't place it, but it's definitely, it reminds me of the 2000s. And when I listen to the wild jumps between ideas, when I listen to the production on this, when I listen to even some of the timbres of the instruments, yeah, they're guitar, bass, drums, and vocals with some synths that appear at times, but everything is produced as if it were a synthesizer. The general flow and pacing and production of this track is electronic. It happens to be played with rock instruments, but every part of this feels like 2000s Japanese electronic music to me. And I find that to be really interesting. That's why I'm curious when it came out, and I can't find that right now, unfortunately. There's also this hyper focus on 2009. That's a bit later than I expected. Not quite old enough to be, a revival to focus back on an older sound with a new twist, but okay, so that might be it too. Maybe they were making this sound already. And we just happened to be listening to something that they did at almost the end of the century there. But they also have this idea where they don't ever want to escape their motif. They distance themselves away from it a little bit. The chorus has a different atmosphere and a different chord progression to it, but we always snap back to this core bass and guitar motif. It dominates so much of this song, and it'll have a new synth texture with it, or a new electronic sound, or maybe there'll be a new drum part to it. But there's always this familiarity, and we try to get away from it and we snap back. We try to get away from it and we snap back. And I know what it reminds me of now, and it is the theme song to Dot Hack. That's what it is. It's something in the production, it's the texture, it's the atmosphere of it, maybe a little bit in the chord progression too, but that's what it is. Japanese is musically a bit behind Western styles, not counting the experimental stuff they do. Is that interesting? Is that specifically in Western style music? I don't know, they seem to be ahead of the game in some places too, and they're also doing their own thing in a lot of ways. I don't know if I'd stand behind that exclusively. Yeah, no. I can see how some, especially with black metal, I think for a long time, the Japanese black metal scene was catching up to the rest of the world as far as, Europe and America kind of dominating the black metal sounds. But I also think that they're kind of carving their own path and cutting ahead too, with bands like Psy absolutely leading the way in the more experimental black metal scene. Now, I may be cherry picking there, so there's that too. And honestly, I don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of Japan's black metal scene either. So I'm going off a gut here. Okay, you did say, yep. You did say that you didn't account for experimental stuff, or you were purposefully excluding it. I'd be interested to see some statistics behind that. I think you might be able to make a case in some sections of music, but I think to kind of throw that large blanket statement over, even ignoring experimental stuff, I don't know. I don't see that being entirely correct. But yeah, coming back to this track, dude, it is energetic. It is constantly evolving, but never really getting anywhere. Always changing to sit here in this moment. I find that really wild. But equally, man, it doesn't feel like a rock song. And that's the thing that really sticks out to me. I'm going to pull this one down. I've got to dig more into this. At least this album, if nothing else. So, very wild stuff. I got to see if the rest of their songs remind me of this. This really bizarre merger of playing 2000s electronic music in a rock band. I don't know, it's kind of blowing my mind here. All right, this next one, the context looks really interesting on it. We have a track from, I got to do all these. We have a request from David, classical, EDM, pop, prog rock, and jazz. Wait, is that right? I don't think so. Let me double check this. Oh yeah, it did come from David. Okay, we're good then. Oh yeah, we only have, okay, I see where I went wrong here. So we have Ravenworks, classical, EDM, pop, prog rock, and jazz. I'm excited about this massive combination here. It is called 86,400. Some more info. A composer and producer of Vocaloid music, originally released in 2011, makes both conventional pop songs and more experimental music like this. All right, that sounds fantastic. Let's dive in, see what's going on with Ravenworks. Not even trying to hide the Vocaloid aspects. Quite the genre collection, yeah. Beautiful moment right here. I was wondering what the number was representing. Seconds in a day. Vocals from Vib Ribbon. I haven't thought about that game in forever. Even this classical section is bouncing between eras. There is a lot going on here. Oh yeah, this is maximalist, 100%. Throw some jazz fusion over this classical violin work. layering is a variable, genre is a variable, and now time is a variable. The song just is whatever it wants to be at any moment. I don't know what to say about this. Like a dream that has memorable moments but overall doesn't have much structure. Yeah. I think a dream is one of the best ways to describe this. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Everything melds well in the moment, but when you think back on it, you're like, why? How? Why didn't I immediately notice that things were clashing? I don't know. It's something that I can appreciate the complexity of. There is not only just the genre mashing here, but the complex melodies, the consistently progressing chordal movements that never really stay in one place harmonically. And there's also the production side of this, which is very well done. You put the fact that you got to program a Vocaloid on top of that, and you have an incredibly multifaceted skill set on display here. And as Gaku had mentioned, it's not bad for 2011 Vocaloid. So there's a lot that I can appreciate with this track on a purely technical level of just creating it and the amount of knowledge necessary across so many fields within music creation. But yeah, like Synapse said, it's just not particularly strong in its identity and it's what it's doing, the music of it. It's incoherent. And that's how I walk away from this one. It is wild that it includes so much. It is wild that in the moment, everything still kind of clicks, even though it shouldn't. There was a portion in there where we were jumping between more Baroque style ideas and more romantic style ideas, all classical, but two different versions of classical, two different eras, and then also incorporating some jazzy and electronic things on top of that. We're mashing so many things together and it works. It just doesn't leave much of an impression on me besides the novelty of it. But it does require a lot of skill, and I have so much appreciation for Ravenworks for being able to do this, much less at the skill that it is put together at. Didn't grab you at all? I can see that. It is a lot. And I don't think that it's going to be for everyone. All right. Next up, we have some Abglanz. I don't know how to pronounce that one. The title is Der Prozess. This one comes at us from a person from Germany, the first black metal band I ever saw live. One of a kind. Well, there is another German black metal band by the same name, but they're not avant-garde, and this one is. I like that. All right, let's dive into this. Let's see what this group has in store for us today. you loved it, glad to hear. Definitely a bit more of a polarizing track, though. We had some opinions on that one. This is the first black metal track today, huh? We almost got through a whole stream without some. I do appreciate the placement of the keyboard in the mix. The keys are, for me, they're doing a lot of heavy lifting. But y'all know I'm not a big black metal fan. Just to remind you how fortunate you almost were. I'll be forced into it. The angry rat singing, very goblin-y for me. Very dreamlike. Two more corpse paint. Yeah, I kind of agree with youth worship explosion, but I can't quite place what. And I would think that after thousands of hours of listening and critiquing black metal, I'd be able to say what the missing ingredient is on this, but I don't know what it is. I think that the expanded harmony and melodic writing of the keys certainly elevates this. I should enjoy this more than I do. I don't dislike the vocals. As usual, I'm just kind of fine. I don't have an issue with them. I think honestly it might be the riffage. I think a lot of it is because this isn't black metal. As Synapse pointed out, it's kind of closer to doom at times. We do have some more traditional 16th note sections, but overall this is atmospherically based rather than riff based. The guitars allow their texture and their tone to do most of the heavy lifting as far as building out the song. In fact, I bet if I asked any of you to hum any of the guitar riffs on this, you might not be able to, but you could probably hum at least part of one of the keyboard licks. I'm in the same boat. I don't find too much of the guitars memorable, which finds itself in an interesting place because that is the heart and soul of a lot of metal music. I think the production is incredibly well done. As young as these kids look, the production's better than I would expect. The missing element of being good. Oh my goodness. The production's actually really solid though. I think that the way everyone's playing is great. There's good balance to everything. There are some some mixing sections that I would probably touch on, as some sections just feel larger than others and not in a good pacing kind of way, but just the piano typically is too loud in cases. I like its prominence, but it does elevate the song, even though I don't think the sections are necessarily aiming for more intensity than others. There's definitely some black metal spirit to this. Yes, I think that comes through in the textures of the guitars, the atmosphere of everything. But compositionally, I don't hear a lot of black metal in here. They have a good concept focusing on the keys. I agree with that. I think between the keys and the vocalist, they have a really solid foundation here. Their atmosphere and mix and production is really good too. I just think that compositionally, I wasn't sold in the moments when the piano wasn't taking the spotlight. And maybe blast beats and tremolo would help with that, just adding a little contrast to it. But it generally works. Like this band is like 80% there. 90, well, let me say this track is like 80 or 90% there. It's so close to being on the cusp of greatness, and it just ends up sounding good to me. Well done, competently created for the most part, with a couple of sections that elevates it. It doesn't feel like it quite clicks into that. And maybe that's an experience thing too. I don't know what number album this is, but I do think that there's a little room for growth here, and I think this is a band to keep an eye on. Part of it too might be that as cool as the piano runs are at times, they aren't always something that adds to. I think one of the final sections, when I had mentioned that it felt very dreamlike, was a moment where the keyboards elevated everything that was happening, but oftentimes I would find them as a separate part of the band. A cool melody that I'm enjoying that happens to be accompanied by some metallic atmosphere. And maybe finding more ways to blend the two more naturally might be a way to elevate this as well. They lack the Callous touch that I love. Oh my jeez. The guitars, bass, and drums are too stagnant for this to be interesting. And I think that might be a more direct way of stating what I was pointing towards. I just don't think that the writing always complements it. The end atmosphere, I think, is really solid, but the riffs themselves just aren't ear-catching. Became the 43rd follower. Very nice. Always glad to see smaller groups getting some more metrics, I guess, to help them out to be heard more. They have no keyboardist listed on Rate Your Music. Interesting. But yeah, I wish the best for them. I think they have a solid future ahead of them, and I like to see how they evolve as a band. They're really close to having it, whatever it is. That elements of art you can't always quantify. I like to see where they grow from this. Next up, final one today, comes in from Evil with no context. We're checking out Dekare. The track is The Woman. Oh, it's Denkar. How did I mix? Dude, that's just today, isn't it? All right, let's dive into this one. See what's going on with this final track. Today has been full of really wild down combinations. Yeah, that syncopated groove kicks though. Absolutely pranked. I don't know, I think part of that's still in here. It's just not emotionally present. Wow. It's the spaciousness of the vocals, and then the center, and then the group vocals, and then the center, and then the space. It's like constant movement. Suya picked up the Diablo swing style. It's very dancey though. I can get behind this. A little tinge of darkness in there. You heading out, Youth Worship Explosion? Yeah, dude, okay, so this reminds me of like a more metallic Vincent Black Shadow, and I'm on board for this. Is the entire album like this? Kind of like swingy metal? Oh, another group that's all over the place. Okay. I can't seem to escape that today. It's just been a wild day of interesting combinations of sounds. And almost, I think, 1, 2... Well, I think of the 5, 6, 7, 6 I pulled down today, 5 of them are artists known for their variability in their music. So it's definitely been a stream of interesting artists. Very eclectic, that's a good word. I've written down some I'm good with vocabulary words for the stream title. That's a good one. Interesting combination stream with 0 technical difficulties. We're not going to talk about that earlier. And I don't know how I'm going to fix that. I don't know what. I cleared the scripts. I closed the program. How does it still? I don't know. Maybe just rebooting will help. Basically, Yusei's other band. Oh, they share a lot of members then. Okay. Clicky. Oh man, that's a good one for today too. Doesn't really relate to anything, but I do like the sound of it. All right. Yeah, I don't have much to add to that one though. It is fun, it is swingy. I love the syncopation. The vocal melody is catchy. The guitar riffs are sick. The solo was fine. It was interesting to move towards a more traditional heavy metal sound for the solos, where the rest of the song is jazzy metal. But it is incredibly bouncy, incredibly dancey, and I enjoyed my time with it. If you can shake your hips to some metal, you're having a good time, because honestly, it's kind of tough to do that most of the time. Solid track right there, and I think a good way to wrap up the day with more wild combinations of sounds. We've just got so many of them today. I was right, by the way. When we kicked off the stream, I said there's some interesting stuff today. I can't wait to get around to it. And yeah, this has been an interesting stream. So I enjoyed myself. I hope y'all enjoyed yourselves as well. We have a new theme coming up this week. I'm not extending film score out another week. Y'all have that to look forward to. Early access, just look in the usual places. I want to get it up today. I want to have those available for y'all by 5. We'll see how that goes though. Otherwise, get stoked for this week's theme, and I'll see y'all next time. Have a fantastic rest of your day.